Ready? Yeah. All right, we're back. Welcome back, everyone, to Someone's Got to Do It. Sorry, it's been a long time. We've had a mixture of shit happens. A bunch of us have been sick. We had to go on. Me and James went on a holiday for one of the weeks. Jakey boy got sick, got some COVID in there as well.
Moved house, new studio.
Yep, so if the camera angles and that aren't great, it's because we're just testing out this new one, but we wanted to get one out because it has been a while.
Yeah, it has been a very long time.
It has been a long time.
It's not set up fully yet, but we got enough out so that we can get cranking, get started. So
it's been a few weeks.
It has been a very long time.
So apologies to people that have been waiting, and much love to the people that have actually sent messages through as well, asking when we're doing it. Had a few of that, so I appreciate the friends and family that are asking when we're doing it. Like it is, we do love doing it. Just life got in the way.
All right, let's fucking kick this shit off. Beer review.
Fucking real basic one here.
Everybody's had a Carlton Dry before.
We got on the 196s last week. We said we were going to mix it up with a few strange runs, but
yeah, this is
get the basics out of the way.
Never had one in my life.
Like,
get the basics out of the way.
Australian.
Nothing better, in my opinion. Nothing better.
It's an easy go-to, I have to say.
Low bitterness, ultra smooth, and lower carbs.
It's not better. It's better than draft in bottles and cans, I reckon. On tap, I'll definitely go the draft, but
I don't mind dry on tap. I reckon dry on tap goes
I don't
alright.
know about dry on tap.
I think most beers and cans are shit, to be completely honest.
Yeah,
you get a real metallic taste to it, and it just ain't good.
Carlton Dry shits on VB, but VB you can get fucked.
VB's when you're at your fucking lowest point in life.
Just lost half our viewers.
Unlucky.
The economy's bad at the moment, but it's bad when I'm drinking VB.
So I reckon we should start off with not that
we're a political podcast.
Not that we're a political podcast, and not that it really involves us, but it is pretty fucked up what's going on in America. What seems to be weekly and almost daily at the moment with shootings.
It's not even just schools anymore. The 4th of July fucking parade got shot up as well, and it's just...
I was actually watching a video about it the other day. He unloaded 70 shells.
Oh, yeah.
70 shell casings, and one of the reasons why he got caught was because when he was running through an alleyway, his rifle dropped out of his bag.
Jeez, because he was dressed as a chick when he ran off.
He was on a rooftop.
Yeah, and then he dressed up as a woman, went and hid in the crowd to bail.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, that's what Dave from work was telling me, who's an American, so it's... quite messed up, and I think...
Shout out Dave from work.
Yeah, thanks, Dave, mate. My American insight. I think it's to do with the economy, but like as we all know here, we were speaking about it before we even started the podcast, the economy is not great at the moment. It's hard to fucking get by. Like, you can't buy a lettuce for cheaper than fucking $15 a kilo.
Not that I reckon it's got anything to do with the economy. On my personal opinion, I don't think it has anything to do with the economy. In America, I think it's the fact that gun laws aren't strict.
Gun laws need to be stricter, but their economy is crashing as well. So people are just fucking losing the plot. Like, they're in a bad place.
Like shootings in America they're happening more frequently now.
This was the stat, and this was when we were going to do the podcast like 3 to 4 weeks ago, and it was like 24 shootings in America this year alone.
Yeah.
And like that number just seems fucking ridiculous to me. Like,
and
there's been 4 more since in just 4 days. Like, it wasn't the 1st of July to the 4th of July. There was 4 more or something like that. So I can't imagine what that number's looking like now either.
Not good. It's not good at all. And, like, obviously we're in a different country. We've got different laws. But, like, from the outside view, it kind of frustrates me when you see or hear about people saying, good people with guns can stop this. Like, it's sort of hit that point where are these people? Like, people are getting shot down, mowed down. The fact that fucking a primary school got mowed down and nothing's changing. Like,
that was heartbreaking. I couldn't believe when I saw that.
I was actually going to touch on that one as well,
ridiculous.
because a lot of the Texas police officers gotten a lot of shit for that as well, because they didn't actually storm the building in an active shooting situation in a primary school, and everybody was questioning, like, why? There was one of them. Like, I understand that he was wearing full Kevlar armor pretty much to defend himself, but you got to think with all the cops that went there, somebody might get shot. That's not obviously what anybody wants, but kids versus adults, you think the adults would throw themselves in a situation where they're not going to let the kids die first.
Yeah, 100%.
But I also wanted to say as well, just because we don't have as many shootings going on here, but recently we have because of, well, not that anybody would admit it or not that our main medias or anything would admit it, but there's probably going to be an underground bikie war going on after, I can't say his last name, that Sam fucking...
Was it the boxer?
Mongols, yeah.
I was at that event. It was so, like it was a great event, like it was awesome, but then I was talking to Murray, our mate Murray, who I went with, and the thing, or in somewhere that the plan was that they were going to shoot him and kill him at the event. I couldn't.
It was after a funeral.
No, they did end
really?
up doing it after a funeral, but they were going to do it at his boxing event.
No,
and
really?
Me and Murray were there, and we were like, man, like I couldn't imagine what I would have done if like shots just started popping off.
We're not like us
boys?
us as an individuals. Like we're not ready for that here.
Nah,
like you hear guns
no.
popping off, you can't really fucking do much.
There were like, and the thing about the event, it was one way in, one way out as well. So it would have just been get on the ground and fucking. Because at the time, you wouldn't have had any idea that they weren't going to shoot you. You would, in my head, I would have just been like, this dude.
The only thing that I can say is, in a bikie situation, is they're not probably going to be going for most civilians.
At the time, you wouldn't know that that's the
100%.
situation.
But to
So
be
it would
honest,
have
as
been-
well, in that situation as well, people might not have clicked at first because we're not exactly used to shootings. Like you got to think, Australians hear a bang, like a backfire of a car and stuff. Our first reaction is not to drop. Our first reaction is to look around because you're not going to be used to it. It's only once you see someone hit the deck, you're going to be like,
it would have been fucked. I have no idea what I would have done if I had gone through that boxing event. It would have been crook as fuck.
But do you boys reckon there's a bikie war on the horizon?
I have no idea about like anything to do with that sort of stuff, so I don't really want to make a comment on it. Get myself in trouble.
It's a touchy subject.
You boys worried too much about it.
No, it's not that I'm worried. It's just I think it's I don't know.
I could be wrong, but I'm just saying, with all the shootings that have happened in Australia last week, it seems into retaliation with what happened with Sam, to be completely honest.
But I think that they were all...
It's been going on for a bit, but because it happened in Dandenong.
him. Like there was a few groups that all wanted him gone. And you see, he posted something on social media in his hospital bed, like a selfie, and he was like, I can't remember exactly what the caption was, but it was something like, "Oh, you can't get me," or like still standing, or some shit like that. And I'm like, this dude's just asking for it, man. Like he's just walking dead. Like simple as that. If they want him gone, he's gone.
I just don't reckon he is, but he is protected by...
You reckon?
Well, one of the...
When you're talking
groups.
about what you're talking about, like I don't think dead man, but it's fucking like it's revving someone. It's like being in someone's face and telling them to.
But
hit
being
me.
in that kind of life as well, you also have to have the expectation that it is a very real possibility of what can happen to you. And like, I'm not here to say you can and can't do this with your life. Like, if you want to be a bikie, like, do it. I'm not telling you to go out of your way to do it, but if that's something that you're into or your family's been involved in or something like that, and it's a path that you're going down, obviously you choose that.
Not for me, thanks.
I want to say this is also a discussion. Like, we're not saying, as James just said, me personally, I respect the hustle from most points of life, so we're just having a discussion about it. So if anyone by coincidence does watch this that's involved in shit, we're not trying to call you out or fucking make attention or anything like that, which I doubt anyone would, but we're
just blokes with an opinion.
We're just talking about shit. I grew up with my family knowing people that are bikies and stuff like that, and uncles and that, but like I respect it. You don't go around fucking just like, as James said earlier, popping civilians and shit like that. So you just got to do you. Respect, I understand, is a big thing. So that's my take on it. I don't know enough. I've obviously, like what James was saying, our media hides stuff a lot as well of what's going on.
That as well, fucking you experienced in Queensland, the bikie laws up in Queensland.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's quite fucked up. Well, if obviously with our camera being so far away and stuff, you can't see, but I've got face tattoos for people that don't know me and stuff like that, but I literally have a cross, which I've actually not spoken about often with people. I have a cross on the left side of my face, which is for faith, because when I got these tattoos, I was in a dark place, and with it being on my face, when you get up in the morning, you look in the mirror, so I had faith that things would get better. And then the other side is a broken heart, because I'm obsessed with Harley Quinn. No, I'm kidding. No, the broken heart's for just mates and family members that have passed away or suicide and stuff. So it's just a reminder that I'm here. So for me, it was frustrating because in no way, shape or form, like I've got hand tattoos and finger tattoos and stuff, but we had during the day it was fine, but once it hit a certain fucking point, I didn't even get let into a club that we're in during the day because of my face tattoos. That's how bad it was. And
Queensland's wild for bikie laws and stuff like that.
It's
like,
mental.
Murray,
Yeah.
you go. Sorry.
In Melbourne and stuff like that, besides very few clubs and stuff like that, you'll get in pretty much anywhere with whatever you want on your body because, well, in my opinion, at the end of the day, it's your body. You have every right to do what you
only
want to
place
do.
that you won't get into with like neck and shit is Crowns clubs, but that also does come down to the bouncers on the night because I've been let in some nights but then not let in other
But
nights.
Crown's gotten a lot better as well. Like
Yeah.
I've gone with mates that have had neck tattoos, like into the casino and stuff like that.
The casino's fine, the clubs is
I've
where
never
it
gone
gets a
into
bit
any of the
tricky.
clubs.
Yeah, Murray was telling me that like I wouldn't have got into the clubs if I wasn't wearing a long sleeve and pants because of my leg and my arm sleeve.
No, it's more hands, tattoos, and face.
No,
But-
he reckons it was
fingers,
that,
not tattoos.
He reckons it was like that bad. Like you got like an arm sleeve and stuff. They think you automatically they're like, oh, they think you're.
It was pretty
involved
bad.
with
I've got a
bikies.
video
It was
from
pretty
when
bad.
we were in Queensland. Not that it has anything to do with bikies, but even just like the clubbing scene out there is
It's
hectic.
it's tense. Like everyone's tense. It was a fucking wicked holiday. Don't get me wrong. Surfers is a lovely place to go. I'd move there in a heartbeat if I could. The weather, everything, but it hits a certain time and shit change. Like everything changes during the day. It's fucking happy, families out, everything like that. It literally hits like 9 o'clock, and you can feel the tension. Like.
No.
People just aren't getting in, so people are getting frustrated, and then the wrong thing said, or fucking someone looks at someone the wrong way, and
You had to cover your tats to go in to the rooftop bar, didn't you?
yeah, even during the
Yeah.
day, I had to put band-aids on my face, and then even to get into the casino as well. One of Amy, your legend, did my face makeup to cover it, just so I could even get into the casino. But the casino was where it all sort of started and escalated from, out the front of there. But yeah, no, it's hard, which it's sad because we were hitting a stage where tattoos weren't having this fucking, what's it called? Stigma to them, and then it's kind of coming back now, but it's coming back for the wrong reasons. No one that has tattoos is...
It depends where you go, but it really does.
Oh.
Like I said, here it's not too bad.
No.
Queensland it was bad.
But I guess it's one of those things. It's like, where do you draw the line? Because at the end of the day, unless you've got something fucking that's clearly obvious and it's like fucking, I'm not going to say names, but you got one of the names of the groups tattooed across your forehead or something, that's fair enough. But shit like with a cross and heart. But then you'd have like the promoters as well coming up to me and going, hey bro, come into our club. Give me a card, and I'd walk up and bouncers wouldn't let me in. And it's like the dude at the front just gave me a free drink card. Yeah, but you can't come in, brother.
I think it's shit as well because I know like tattoos used to be sort of a thing like you get you're tough or you're part of this group or whatever, but I think now it's more of like I know for me, like I love them because I think it just like helps express who I am in a way. Like,
Facts.
it's just like I have meaningful tattoos. I have like a few meaningful tattoos, but then I've just got a few, like I've got my arm and like the elephant like that I've got means something to me for my grandma and stuff, but at the same time like I've got this leopard and rose, and that's not for anything special. It's just because
You've gone with a theme
it
kind
makes,
of thing.
No, it just make like actually feel more comfortable like with tattoos. I like how it looks. I like how it looks on me, and
I think our
I help
generation-
express like myself. I feel in a way.
100%. I think our generation and generations coming after us will bring tattoos more into the spotlight, but like
Because it only just started becoming more acceptable when I was sort of, as you were sort of hitting, 16, 17, that's when it was
100%,
becoming a
and
bit
like-
better.
my mum, shout out mum, she she always tells me, she's like, be careful where you get your tattoos and stuff like that. And like it's not that it's bad advice or anything like that. She has a very valid point. But when our generation starts taking over businesses and stuff like that, I think tattoos will be more acceptable in society and stuff like that, and it won't have such a bad stigma
Absolutely.
to it anymore. But
yeah.
because the older generations grew up in a different time period, once again, we're an ever-evolving race. So, from them to us to the future, but who knows what happens past that? It could end up becoming a thing that's not acceptable again 100 years down the track. I don't know.
It used to like. It was weird to me as well. Like I don't like James might remember when we were in high school, and I forget his name. the bloke, and he was covered in them, the teacher, but he always like 40-degree weather had to wear.
I know exactly who you're talking about, but I can't think about it.
Neither, but like
Mr. Moller.
Mr. Moller, yeah, and just having to cover like being a teacher, and he was like
80% of his body was covered in
one
tattoos.
of the best teachers there, but like he was forced to cover up everything so that nothing could be seen. And I don't know, at the time I thought that was pretty ridiculous, and I still don't understand why.
It's definitely changing.
That
Like,
has to be a thing.
it's 100% changed.
I don't understand how a teacher having tattoos.
It's the same as, do you know,
ruin
police officers and
education.
doctors never used to show tattoos
I've
either,
got a good
man.
one for teachers, and especially because at schools and stuff like that. What do we have in schools? 90% of schools in Australia have it.
Not guns.
No. Valid.
Strapped. Year 7s come strapped.
Valid, but we have a uniform.
Yeah.
You know, like, we couldn't wear fucking socks that had
Globe on it.
Globe,
Yeah.
DC, Stussy.
See, even for me, that's hectic, but that's because I went to a high school that we didn't have a uniform in year 11 and 12. So for me, that sounds whack for me.
But we couldn't do that. I came to school with a nose piercing one day, and the teacher
No.
told me that he was going to expel. Jake was there with me.
Crook.
He told me that if I did not take my nose piercing out right there and then, that he was going to expel me later on that day.
That's hectic. And I actually have to say, when I was year 7, 8, I had an ex-girlfriend that did the same thing, came to school with her nose pierced, and yeah, she had to take it out straight away. It's just like, nah, you're making our school look bad.
But
it's
I mean,
a shiny piece of metal in
the
your
legal
nose. For
age
fuck's
to
sake.
go get piercings on your own is 16.
Yeah.
So if you weren't allowed to have them at 16,
But
why can you
even
not
younger
have
than
them?
that, like if your parents are dropping you off at school and shit, they know you fucking got it. Like,
100%. But the reasoning behind it was, surely you remember this day that whoever said that they were going to expel him from school because we're walking down the stairs through the courtyard,
Yeah.
past the IT department, the coordinator. Once again, I won't say
I
names.
won't say her name.
is it
Might
the fuckhead that I don't like?
Yeah.
Nah, fuck him.
Nah.
Nah,
Yeah, he
okay.
wasn't a bad guy.
He was a fucking wank stain. Sheehan or whatever his
even-
name was.
Nah. Sheen's a fuckwit. Even if you're watching this, fuck you, cunt. I hate you.
But to be fair, I reckon he was a good guy until he became coordinator.
Sheen. 100% he was. He used
was
to be
the
one
one
of my
that
favourite teachers, bro.
I came in with him. He was the one I spoke to, wasn't he?
No.
Who did I speak to?
Langley.
Yeah. Cockstain.
Nah, Langers is alright.
Langers was alright.
Langers
Langers was the one that turned around at me, and Jake was with me. He turned around and he was like, if you don't take your nose piercing out, by the end of the day, I will
It
expel
was
you.
him. You're allowed to say it. You're allowed to speak
But
about
to be
teachers
fair,
and
it's
make
not like Langers was strict by the rules, but I actually liked Langer as a bloke. Like, because to be fair, it's not him making the rules. It's
Oh,
not
no,
him
it's
telling-
I wanted to
rules.
And
slap
it's-
the fuck out of
and
him
it's
one
his-
day when I spoke to him.
I reckon there's a chance he might watch this because he's really good mates with Kai. So
Nah, like,
No, it's past. Like I don't sit here and fucking.
I actually saw
he
it
also
the other
was
week.
in a different
Yeah.
career before he was a school teacher, and I'm not going to say that. It's not my place to say it. And once again, we didn't always say eye to eye and stuff like that. I didn't always fucking agree with what he said, but I hold no animosity towards him. And when we had good moments, we had good moments. And once again, he was a good dude.
I only
Just-
experienced him when James was getting in trouble with him, and I had to go down to school and
It
fucking
wasn't
back
because I was getting in
James.
trouble. It's because I wasn't going to school.
That's right,
And
yeah.
they were like, "What are you going to do about it?" And you were like, "What do you want me to do about it?" He makes his own decisions, not me.
Nah, I saw Langers the other week at Kai's boxing event. He's a good dude.
No, he is.
He's a good
Once again, I've got no problem with him. Shane, fuck you,
Yeah,
cunt.
sure, yeah.
I ever see you in public, I will smack you, cunt.
Tell it to the camera. So it's-
Shane, if I ever see you in public, cunt, I will fucking smack you.
James has just criminalised himself because if Sheehan ever gets smacked in public, doesn't
I was
know
going
what
to
he's
say,
going to be
imagine
like.
like tomorrow in the news, you just see like kind of Sheen found like at the bottom of Ringwood. It's just- hold on, his name's come up in this podcast here. James Seekers said that if
I
he was,
will fucking smack you, dog.
You're a rat. As soon as you put on that fucking suit, dog.
as soon as he put on the 3-piece, as soon as he whipped out the 3-piece,
You're a rat, mate. You'd turn on anybody in a fucking heartbeat if it meant something for you. You're a fucking rat. cunt.
Oh Jesus! See, this is getting a bit fucking. This is getting a bit heated. Just
Yeah,
like I'm going to bring in a heated conversation. What's your boy's opinion on the new American laws with the abortions and stuff like that?
it's fucking terrible.
It is terrible.
It is terrible.
Like I was talking to Kyla this morning, my partner, and I was saying like, I don't know sort of how it's going to go down. Like 3 blokes sitting here talking about the new abortion rules and stuff like that. But she just said to me like it was just would have depended on what our opinion on was, and I was pretty confident that we all had the same opinion that it's.
I don't think that's no one
Like,
else's
it's-
decision to make other than like the people who's going through it or the person that's going through it. There's stories that I've read that make me sick, and there's certain things
There's
that
so
fucking
many situations surrounding it though that like impact the decision. And,
Yes.
And like this is going to get pretty touchy, and I don't want to upset anybody. So like I do apologize in a sense for what I'm going to say, but like one thing for me was certain women and stuff who have been raped and stuff like that, you know, like that's terrible. And like
no one should have to have a baby in that situation.
I've had a conversation like this before with somebody, and like they full opened my eyes towards it. I was like, that's such a good point, because they were like, it's a constant reminder of what happened to me. And it's not that it's the kid's fault or anything like that, but it's just like, for her, the woman who really, like, they have been violated. That is terrible. That's not a nice thing to happen to anybody.
And I know,
But I don't
and we'll say this right now, me and James are someone that very much, like, and Jake, you're not a man if you do that kind of shit.
No.
As powerful as you might think you fucking are doing that shit, I'll say it right now.
Brother, you think you're powerful, come speak about it face to face.
But I don't even think it has to be about that. Like, I don't even think it has to be like, oh, you can get an abortion if you would, like, it's a hard word to say, like raped, but it's
your decision.
It's not anyone's decision except for the person who's carrying the child. So
Only thing I want to say that's going to be a little bit controversial, but like, and this everyone has a right for their own choices and stuff like that. But in the same sense as well, I don't think it's right if you go out, like, do what you want with yourself, but like, be smart about it in the same sense. Don't go out and just fuck and then keep getting pregnant, and because it, like, that in a sense as well isn't good for your body too. And then
I was going to say, from what I've heard,
but at the same time, it's not really like.
No, it's not my choice. No, it's
say-
not my choice or my place to say. But that's what I'm saying. From my opinion, I don't think that's the way to go about things either.
We do have forms of contraception, and I'm not saying that a woman has to take the pill or use anything, or they have to use the method of fucking contraception. As a male as well, if you're going to be going out sleeping around and stuff like that, you should realistically be carrying condoms or something like that. And I know the argument of it might not feel as good while wearing a condom or something like that, but who gives a shit?
Be smart.
Be smart.
Like, from a dude's point of view, like, that's a good point that James is bringing up. Like, if you're planning on going out and you do want to smash, as they say nowadays, look at me being young, like, you got to think about it from the chick's point of view. You're both, like, if it's a night out with drinking and shit like that, you both aren't thinking straight. Just chucking it fucking... At the end of the day, you might not have to deal with that person again, but if you do fucking... nut, whatever fucking term you want me to use, inside the chick, and
ejaculate.
Ejaculate to be for all the scientists that watch our stream. Just like, you got to think, if you don't ever talk to that person again, you don't know what's happening. So you got to think about it from that point of view as a male too. 100%. Like, be smart, like James was saying.
I still don't even think like it's about that at all either. Like, I understand what you're saying, but I think it's just. It shouldn't matter how it happens or why it happens.
No, absolutely. No, it's that person's...
The women that it happens to... Sorry, I've got to go to that. Continue the conversation.
No worries. Yeah, so in terms of that, like, and I do agree with what Jake's saying as well, but from what I've heard personally with women and stuff like that who, you know, having an abortion isn't necessarily a good thing on the body. And understandably, why, like, it doesn't take a scientist to understand basic human anatomy or something like that. And I can completely understand why. But it's wrong, which is what I think we're all trying to say, is that you have the basic right of choosing what you want to do with your body.
Yeah. But don't intentionally like go out and like, it's one of those things. Your body's your body is like what
you shouldn't
we're
be
saying.
You shouldn't be stripped of a right of something to do with your body.
Absolutely.
Or what's going on with you. Like that's wrong.
And if you've misunderstood what I've said or anything, like, if I've said something to offend anyone with this, because it's going to be a touchy subject, I 110% agree. It's your body, your choice, like fucking. But if I've said something that's upset you or worded something differently, feel free to message me personally. Like, don't just jump on this podcast and fucking call me a pig and stuff, because that's not what I'm intending. 100%, it's
We're not
your
professional
body.
speakers.
No.
We might not necessarily have the right vocabulary and stuff like that, and watching it from an outside perspective might come across as that we're saying something wrong when we don't necessarily believe that, and we just don't know the words to express on how, or literally just how to express it in terms of words. So, once again, there is some opinionated stuff in here, and I'm not going to lie. Me personally, I'll say some opinionated shit.
I'll do the same as well.
You don't have to agree with me, that's fine.
But this
you want
is
to jump on a podcast and say that I'm saying something wrong?
do it.
Yeah. I'll tell you right now, firsthand, it's going to upset you at the end of every night and not me. I could not give two shits. If it's something valid, and you've got a valid point to say because I've missed out on something or I don't have the information about it, which I don't always do, and I won't always have.
And as James was saying, like, we might say something that's from our point of view, but we're also open for discussion with this kind of stuff. Like, if we say something and you watch this video and we've said something and you want us to just, like, this can help us obviously come back and give more content and stuff, leave a message or a question or something to us and just be like, you've said this, can you explain what you've meant? Because, like, sometimes people can misunderstand each other. Like James was saying, we're not fucking professional at this in any way, shape, or form. If you've got an
opinion or something like that, or you've got information to bring to to the table to make me understand more, Mark understand more, Jake understand more, bring it. If you're happy for it to be included in a video as well, I'm sure we can edit something in there to show comments, screenshots, messages regarding it. And, like, as long as you're open to a discussion as well, or you're willing to inform, I can always backtrack on what I said. If you've actually proven something to me, or
100%.
shown me something that I didn't understand, or a point that I didn't think of, like, we're not closed-mind people. We're open to discussion, rebuttal, whatever you want to call it.
And I'm someone that does believe in, like, freedom of speech and stuff. Obviously, what we've just spoken about with the abortion laws and that. I've seen a lot of videos circling the internet and stuff, and people trying to have a discussion about it. Like, obviously, at protests and stuff like that, people are heated, but just also, like, don't always go someone because you've misinterpreted what they've said. Like, I've seen so many videos of this bloke that has his opinion where he's like, it gets to a certain point and blah blah blah, and he speaks to some chicks about it, and I respect when they have their conversation. Hearing it from both sides is a massive respect thing for me, because it can come down to lack of knowledge as well. It's like everyone hears kind of what they want to hear or whatever they've shown, whereas you're not going to always hear everything from every single point of view.
We live in a country where we're pretty lucky enough to have, somewhat freedom of speech, or whatever you want to say. And once again, I know people will disagree with me about that, but realistically, like, we do have it pretty easy in terms of what we can say and what we can't say and stuff like that. Like, I'm only going to throw this out there because this is the most extreme example I can think of. North Korea. There is no way that you would get away with saying this kind of stuff in North Korea, because you aren't allowed to have an opinion besides what their dictator says you should be saying. And if you speak out from that, there is punishable crimes in that country. I can say this. Police aren't going to come to my door and arrest me the next day because I said something that I think, or...
Unless his old school teacher rocks up dead.
I'm not going to get started yet. So what else have we got to talk about? Sorry.
Jakey boy has been called out, so what I would do is, James, just so what we're going to talk about was obviously that. Next subject. So sorry to do this, but just maybe if you give us 2 seconds, I'll find out where Jakey boy's at, just so he can get in on it as well.
Let's go to Netflix on fire with their series.
Yeah.
So, I'm sure not everybody's watched Stranger Things, but a lot of people have watched Stranger Things. That's a series on Netflix that has got awesome fucking reviews and stuff like that. And it's a pretty good series. Like, I'm watching it. I'm still in the middle of watching it. So if any of you fuckers spoil it for me before I finish it, I'm not going to be happy. But as a whole, I wouldn't say Netflix is on fire with all their series and stuff like that. Netflix has brought out some pretty mediocre stuff. Mediocre is me being kind.
Netflix is getting to the stage where I'm struggling to find stuff to watch.
Yeah, there's a lot of other streaming services now that are a lot more competitive and stuff like that and what they offer.
I obviously you're the same as me, but depends on what you like. I'm all about like Crunchyroll. Not Crunchyroll. Sorry.
Crunchyroll.
Funimation. I love my anime. For people who love anime, get on Funimation. It's good. We've got Jacob Wood coming in. I've got Crunchyroll as well.
He's switching to Crunchyroll.
Yep. Hold on. I got to let Jake in. Yeah, coming. Gotta let Jake in.
Alright, so I'm going to be speaking here firsthand.
Yeah, I'm coming, bro.
So, I personally don't think that Netflix has been on fire with their series and stuff. All of them. They've got a few good series, but... excuse me. There's a couple that are pretty average. And once again, you don't have to agree with me, but... As well, there's now a lot of series that are pretty competitive.
Huh? Nah. It's part of the rental agreement. Sorry, guys. I've had a fucking Mary. The landlord showed up.
Here we go. Jake. Get involved, son. What just happened?
Oh, so the landlord's just rocked up for a little check-in. Haven't met him yet. So he's just come by. He's fucking shattered both dogs are at the doors because only one's registered to the house. But
Just say it. You could have said it was mine.
nah, it's all good. He's a cool dude. He was a cool dude. He said he was going to bring me some beers on the weekend. So
He should have got him to bring him tonight to see which ones we could have done.
he's a real good dude. So happy with it.
Older bloke or my age?
Yeah, probably your age.
So old.
What else did he discuss, you know?
Or was it just to meet who
shit
lives
about
there?
the real estate. and
Oh,
stuff.
really?
But he was like, yeah, thanks for taking the house on, get you some beers, tell me about the electric gate and stuff because it's not working, said he can figure it out how to work it. And just because I asked a few questions about the garage light and shit because it's always on, he said it's connected to a battery in the garage. So all good, we're back. What did I miss?
So we just got into the discussion of Netflix on fire with their series.
I didn't miss the Curious Love or Hate, did
No,
I?
we've actually skipped a few points here, so you can
Skipped
come
a
back.
few points.
Once again,
I actually want to know because you picked this one, Jake, with the whole Netflix on fire with their series. Me and James have had a mini chat about it, but what's made you say this? Without spoilers
what
of
series?
shows or anything?
Nah, just like the series that I've been watching getting into, they've been fucking on fire.
but are you talking Netflix original series or just Netflix
well, that's what I'm going to get
series?
into because Stranger Things off the bat, sensational. Loving it. Shit ending. Not going to spoil it. Shit ending.
Don't, because I've still got 2 episodes to go.
Shit ending in my opinion, but great series. Great series.
Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah. There was some banger scenes, and then there was some scenes that, yeah.
They're like every show as well.
How long was I going for, by the way? I don't know.
A bit.
That long. Yeah, fuck.
But
Podcast's going to be a bit choppy. Sorry, guys.
No. We actually kept it going pretty smooth.
I'd like to think we did.
You couldn't hear me out there, could you?
No.
Probably just hear the dogs bark.
You go.
Like, Netflix does have some good series. If we're talking strictly Netflix originals and shit like that, I got to disagree completely. I think Netflix has some fucking garbage
Well,
series.
Sex Education. I don't know if that's a Netflix original. Love that series.
I can't say I've watched it, so...
I have to admit, one thing I love about Netflix is they bring out all the Korean series. Like, obviously, everyone knows Squid Games. And then there's another one called Sweet Home, and I fucking love that series. And then there was another one as well, is Alice in Borderland. That was a wicked one.
Pretty sure. Is it a Netflix original, Bob?
Alice in Borderland? Yeah.
No, right.
Well, it might not be. So it might be like Netflix has bought it from over there, and Netflix is the show over in Australia that shows it. But for us, yeah. And I love those weird series.
By the way, Jake, I've dirtied this fucking tablecloth, something shocking. I'm still fucking black from work.
Mate, that's fine. It's a white tablecloth.
It's like a $4 Kmart special.
But on that as well, a series that a lot of people probably would have watched. I'm pretty sure it's not a Netflix original. I'm nearly certain it's not, but it's on Netflix. Fucking sensational, Animal Kingdom.
I haven't watched it.
I haven't watched it either.
You've got to watch it.
I was going to say, I thought you were going to come out with Top Boy, because Top Boy is fucking
We've already gone over Top Boy in a previous...
No, we went over.
No, we did go over it. I hadn't watched it, but now I've watched it.
Yeah.
Did we? Oh, yeah, because Blue...
Blue Boy is...
Yeah, Blue...
But yeah, trust me,
I need to watch the movie back, because it's called Summer House or something like that, isn't it? Yeah.
Trust me, get on Animal Kingdom. It's fucking unreal. It's just about this so there's got like this chick called Smurf, and she has she has 4 kids, one's adopted, and one of the kids has the adopted one has a kid with the girl in the family, and then they like sort of go off and she becomes an heroin addict and stuff, and then the kid turns like 16.
Jesus.
Turns 16, but you skip, like, you don't really see all the before stuff. They do like cutbacks, and he comes into this family and they're just a massive crime family where they are, Oceanside, and all they do for like work is pull crimes. They've got like these their property managers, all these businesses that they run and shit, but it's just how they launder the money and do these fucked-ass jobs, and it's so good.
I'm gonna have to suss it out.
I'd have to watch
Yeah.
It's a real good series. I just, the new episodes come out every Monday for the new season, but I've just gone back and binged the whole, like, I think it's 5 seasons again up until the 6th.
If I wanted to hear the art string
fucking
here, Jake,
sensational.
how about How I Met Your Mother?
Don't even get me started. They don't even have it on Netflix anymore.
No, because Netflix rotates it so the servers don't get it.
Netflix?
Netflix. That's Pornhub. No. That can be Pornhub's next name, Netflix, and that can be their streaming service that you can just
But
download.
yeah, How I Met Your Mother, that's just, like, I've watched Friends, love Friends. I've watched bits of Seinfeld, love Seinfeld.
Neighbours goes alright.
It's just not How I Met Your Mother. Fuck Neighbours.
Neighbours. I bet on Neighbours.
I'll give Neighbours a shout out. Mark was on it.
Billy Doyle, where you at? The bloke that plays Paul Robinson. You were a prick in the series, but when I met you that day, you were like the best cunt. And then Toby, obviously everyone loves the toadfish.
Is that short or Home and Away or no?
No, he's home and away. No, he's home and away. They should do there was like
You're gonna take a pic.
there was an
Take it. Don't fuck around.
there was
You're
an
gonna take
April
it.
Fool's joke about Neighbours and Home and Away doing a crossover on fucking like full blown on April Fool's Day, and everyone got excited about it. It was just some prank that some cunt made up.
Right, I think we're going to get stuck on this subject for too long.
But Animal Kingdom, watch it. If you haven't watched it, fucking watch it. It is the best series, I'm telling you.
Oh, we skipped over this. You start this one off. Nick Kyrgios.
I love him. I actually fucking love him. I think he
Even though what's come out in the last couple of days.
it's all hearsay until the verdict comes out. You don't.
Oh no,
know.
you're innocent until proven guilty.
Exactly, but the thing is, I don't love him off court. I genuinely think off court he's a bit of a flog, bit up himself wanker, but I reckon he's good for Australian tennis. I love him, like, on the court. I think he's exciting. He's a gun. He's exciting. Gets the crowds in. Yeah, he's passionate. Gets angry, but he's.
Have you seen the video of when he's fucking giving a mouthful to Ben Stiller?
Nah, I haven't. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But he's in the Wimbledon final now, and I don't know. I love him. I
But
think he's
why
good
is
for
he in the
tennis.
Wimbledon final?
Oh, Rafa got an abdominal injury, but he still beat everyone else along the way.
But he's in by default.
Well, yeah, because that's actually a bit of controversy going around because they do this thing. It's called Lucky Loser, and it's in like the early qualifiers and stuff where if someone pulls out injured, whoever lost the round before can come up. But once it gets to the late stages of a tournament, the lucky loser rule doesn't come to effect anymore. So the guy that Rafa beat, they're like arguing that he should be playing Kyrgios, but Kyrgios is just straight to the final.
Is he straight to the finals? I thought he was semis first.
Well, Rafa conked out,
yeah.
so he's so Kyrgios is in the final, probably going to play Djokovic.
Do you reckon he's got a chance?
Well, I saw a thing on TikTok that was saying I know it's TikTok, but he skipped the last tournament to practice on whatever surface Wimbledon's at. He gave up his doubles tournament for Wimbledon to focus on his singles tournament. So apparently he's real locked in, and this is the furthest he's made it in any tournament. So who knows?
I know.
Djokovic is
Fuck all
gonna be
fucking
fucking
anything to
really
do with
hard
tennis.
to beat. I can't.
Does Kokonakis still play?
Yeah, that's who Kyrgios' doubles partner is. They won doubles at Oz Open.
Really?
Yeah, they won the doubles championship at the Oz Open.
All I know about the
Denasi
tennis
Kokonakis.
is all I know
Cock in
about
ass, yes.
all I know about the Oz Open is I did the signage one year and I'd never do it again.
I love the Oz Open. I actually get right around the Oz Open.
I can't do tennis. That's no offense against tennis. You
Oh,
can
shout
hate
out
me
to
if
the
you
bloke
want.
about 7 years ago that fucking gave me free tickets to the finals. It was like he was from Sydney or something like that. And he had a flight to catch and he didn't think he was going to go for that long. So we were at the front getting food or something when I was like 13, 14. And this bloke came up to me and he's like, I've got 3 tickets to the finals so you can go in and like watch courtside and stuff like that. And we were like literally in the front row.
Fucking oath.
Just nobody's going to know those names, but Joel Terpstra and Jack Jones, we were there for that. That was good.
Huge. I know we don't touch on sport too much, but I do want to slip this in. I don't think Marky's going to have too much to say on this, but I know Jamesy might pipe up. Where's KD going, James? Where the fuck is Kevin Durant getting traded to?
Back to Golden State.
How huge is it, man? That he's fucking.
I like
looking for a
the
trade?
NBA. I'm not like into it enough to know fucking
Who do you
what's
go
going
for,
on, but
Marky boy? Who's the team?
see, rest his soul. I was one of those fanboys. I loved Kobe, so always
Lakers.
loved the Lakers. But so because Kobe was part of the Lakers, I'm probably just Lakers. I love the Lakers.
I used to be a massive Boston fan. I used to go for Boston, and everybody will say I jumped on the bandwagon. But Curry,
I respect that.
Curry
I used to.
since
I
he
used,
came into the league.
when I was
Same, I
young,
loved
when I
Curry.
was younger, I used to love Raptors. Just
Toronto's
because
not
Toronto, yeah, I used to love them just because their logo was a raptor. And
I'm
honestly,
weird because I love NBA, but for a long time it was always Denver back in the day. Kenneth
Denver
Reed,
Nuggets,
the Manimal,
eh?
and Ty
Jesus.
Lawson. Those are my guys. But then I don't know. I became a big Boogie Cousins fan, and I just went like Sacramento,
But that was
to the
like-
Pelicans and all that.
That was like Celtics for me. Celtics had a wicked lineup back in the day. CP3, fucking Paul Pierce is CP3. No, he's not.
CP3's Chris Paul. You
Yeah.
fucking-
There we go. I'm cooking the wall. Fucking hell, beer's getting to me head. But yeah,
Bring the fucking landlord in here. I need to replace James.
Yeah.
He's had too many.
but
does he
Boston-
live close?
He said he lives like a K up the road.
Jesus.
He reckons he just sold that car that was that's stuck in like the
garage.
next to the garage. So I was like,
There's a
fuck,
car in there. What?
No, it's out the front.
Oh, is it?
There's
What is
like,
it?
It's like a fucking Hilux, like a fresh as Hilux, and it's just sitting there. It's been sitting there for
Nah,
weeks.
there's another car in there as
There
well.
is
No, like there's one in there, but then
Yeah.
there's one.
Oh, okay, yeah. I was gonna
I haven't
say,
seen the
there's
one
a-
out there when we first helped you move here. Like, there was no cars out the front or anything. Like,
Can't be breaking in. He told me he's got a little alarm system that gives him a call. Not that I was ever interested in it, but just I thought. Hey,
hack a man, brother.
Yeah.
alarm systems
Yeah.
don't work with
Boston
no power.
Celtics had a fucking wicked lineup back in the day. They did pretty well last year, but to be completely honest,
Yeah.
in the finals,
Never going to beat Curry. He was in fucking beast mode. Yeah,
Clay came back as well.
Yeah, fucking game 6 Clay. But back on it, Jamesy. Where's KD going?
I reckon he's going to go back to a championship team. So
Imagine he goes back to Golden State. How
He
fucked
might.
would that? Oh no, it is, but
it's on the cards.
It'd be fucked. I hope they trade him to some fucking poverty franchise. Just has heaps of picks. Just because he's a rat. Like,
Yeah.
signs a massive deal. Oh yeah, I'm going to leave now. Fucking, alright, just because we had a shit year, send him off. I hope they send him to fucking Sacramento. Oh, Sac would be alright with him though. Or send him to like fucking
But
Charlotte
any
or
team-
Orlando
any-
Magic
but-
or
I was
Charlotte.
Charlotte's not bad
Charlotte's
because they got
Orlando
LaMelo and stuff.
Magic.
LaMelo's a freak. He's
Send him
done
to the
pretty well.
Magic or the Pistons. Send him to D-Town, fucking Detroit. Poor. You're out of the frame, by the way,
But-
Jamesy.
No,
KD's a bit of a rat.
you can still hear him talking. It's fine.
KD's a bit of a rat. He's fucking.
He's a slippery snake.
He's pretty much a hooker, mate. He knows where the money is.
Not even out the money. He just wants easy rings. He fucking
Yeah.
doesn't want to compete.
Fuck, when do we think LeBron's going to retire?
Nah, he won't.
Never.
In his prime?
I'm putting this on record, and you better fucking remember this, James, and you've got to tell me what the fuck was going through your head when you said this. I remember when we were like fresh 18, so this would have been 4 years ago. We were sitting at the Basie and we were chatting NBA, and you told me that Steph Curry was going to retire in the next 2 years. And
Yeah.
you vouched that you were like, yeah, he's done.
He's-
He's going to retire.
He's retiring in the next 2 years. Keep that on record.
How the fuck did you come up with that?
Trust me, he's retiring in the next 2
Yeah, well,
years.
it's already been 4.
Yeah, so he's retiring in the next 2. I said 6.
Oh, shit. Alright, where are we up to? This one's all you, Marky boy. I fucking...
But what would you prefer to do, mate? Retire a legend or start fucking dropping off the face of the
What,
earth?
so he retired 2 years ago and he wouldn't have run his 4th ring?
Yeah, well, good on him. He won 4 rings. Now it's time to retire.
He's going to win 5. This one's all you, Marky
Do you reckon
boy.
they got a chance next year, Bob? Depends how the drafts go,
nah,
realistically.
the draft's done. It depends.
No, but
free
it depends
agency.
how those fucking players do.
Nah, not really. They're just fucking... They're all the good players are just at poverty franchises. So it just depends, like, like if Phoenix gets KD, it's over. Whoever gets... If a contender gets KD, it's done.
We got to go to a fucking NBA game one day, me and you. Dead
It's
set.
fucked.
We got to go to America and go to an NBA game.
I'm super keen to go to America. And get to
Courtside
the NFL.
tickets, 20 racks on fucking tickets.
Nah. We gotta go see these boys play as well. Fuck Odell Beckham, you fucking bitch for leaving. But the Cleveland Brown boys, we'll go catch them one day. Anyway, alright, here we go. Mark, I've only seen a few videos from what you've showed me, but we've got to touch on it apparently. So, who the fuck is Tristan and Andrew Tate?
Nah, we'll just go Andrew. Fuck
Andrew, yeah, Tristan's a brother. Andrew Tate. He's very... I'll say, for people that know who he is, he can be misogynistic. I'll 100% back that. But this...
Do you want to say that word again and correct this time?
Well, fucking say it. Go on, since you're the English teacher.
Misogynistic?
Oh, there we go. Do you feel better now, princess?
I do.
Yeah? All right. Do you want to correct... maybe we should start writing scripts so James can correct the proper way of saying
We
things.
should.
I mean, I'm like, wait, did you finish school?
Me, year 12, yeah.
Oh, so Mark's technically the smartest here in the room. So what are you, a year 10 dropout? I bet you by a year. Yeah, year 11 dropout.
Boom.
Still says misogynistic.
Yeah. Oh, I pronounced one word wrong, you fucking gronk.
Oh, I'm sorry, I have to cut this Tate thing off because I just thought of something that would be a fucking pisser
Yeah, go.
to post a clip of. But you have to fucking tell us the story of when you and that fucking mate were throwing kids up in the air.
There's another one that you got to add in here as well.
Right.
When you were doing your year 12 exams and you finished early and you and your mate.
With the paper, scissors, rock.
You've got to tell us. These could be huge.
All right. As everyone knows, I'm the oldest.
Is there more beers in the fridge or what?
I'm an old fart.
Yeah, unless I was the last.
So I think it was, yeah, because year 10 was the max at my campus, and then after year 10 you had to go to Mooralbark for year 11 and 12. So we used to have a few of the younger blokes in year 7 that used to like come and hang out with us, and at the end of the day, we didn't mind the young blokes hanging out with us, but we used to play this game that there used to be this real steep hill next to the science classrooms, and what we used to do is we'd get each other's legs and feet and we'd swing each other and fucking peg each other off the edge, and people try and do flips or whatever. And there was one day that we were doing it, mucking around, like you'd get hurt and stuff, but we were a bit older. And then one of the year 7 blokes that used to love hanging out with us, he came over and he's like, "Can I have a turn?" So we got two of the bigger boys. I won't say names or anything because it could incriminate them.
Incriminate him for something that happened fucking 15 years ago.
One of the boys is incriminated.
15, try 30.
One of the... fuck off, idiot. One of the boys has already incriminated himself that... yeah. So, anyway, so this kid gets grabbed by one of the... by both blokes. And so they're swinging him. 1, 2, 3. But obviously he's year 7, we're year 10. They were both of the biggest and tallest boys that we had. So I reckon they threw this year 7 at least 3 meters in the air. And the drop would have been at least a good 2. And this kid lands. You hear this funky noise and he stands up and he's like, "Ah!" And he snaps both of his wrists. And he's shaking his arms around and his hands were fucking limp.
Just imagine.
It was definitely... I remember it as 2 because I just remember the scream. So if anyone from high school watches this and does correct me on it, it might have been 1, but he definitely fucking snapped something. And then the year 12 thing's not as funny with the exams.
It's pretty good, but...
It's not as funny. Nowhere near as good as that.
It's not as funny, but...
Playing paper, scissors, rock and getting kicked out and then flipping the table. So I
That's a good story short, I guess.
So I was told that, you write your name on the exams, you get like 13 points for that. And I'm not the smartest bloke, I'll admit that. My brains are wet. Like, I've got ADD real bad. I got a few things and I just can't concentrate.
Yeah,
syphilis. Syphilis, chlamydia, But my concentration levels are real bad. So I wrote my name on one of these in English. No, I try to do my English reports and stuff like that. And then one of my mates, Cameron Bell, you fucking legend, he finished as well. And so we'd noticed that each other had finished. And so we started playing paper, scissors, rock. And the teacher saw us playing paper, scissors, rock and fucking kicked me out. So I cracked the shits and fucking flipped the table. And
The only reason I think it's so funny is because, like, VCAL exams, ATAR, still happens now. Wait. Fucking back when you were in school, it was called NTAR, wasn't it?
VCAT.
Real quick.
VCAL as well.
Huh? Dogs inside.
Yeah.
You sure it wasn't NTAR when you were doing it?
As Jake said 30 years ago. It's a fucking long time, bro.
I just got a quick point, but I saw this from old Matt Kai, who was on the fucking podcast.
Petrol's fucked.
Yeah.
$310 for a tank.
He does have a Land Cruiser, but...
But that is still absurd. How many litres do you fill up? 136 or something?
That's a
wasn't
lot.
it?
That's still a lot
I'm
of
driving
litres,
around
bro.
the Falcon at the moment. $30.
Choose?
Huh?
Choose it?
Yeah, choose it on the Supreme. I don't know why. Fucking shout out to Murray for putting Supreme in his fucking Falcon. I probably could fucking put E10, but
Nah, don't put it at 10.
No,
Unleaded's fine, bro.
I haven't. No, I've been putting the Supreme in it like he wants, but fucking $30 get you like 12 litres or something.
Not
It's
even.
fucking crook, man.
Bro, I put fucking $50 in my car the other day, and most Falcons, their tank's about 60, 70 litres. Something along those lines. I put $50 in my car the other day, and I got 20 litres, bro. I was actually gobsmacked. I was
it's
like,
fucking crook.
20 litres for $50 is fucking absurd. And just a fucking reminder as well, so we can all live in poverty together. We've got a fucking fuel excise cut at the moment.
Yeah. September's not going to be
So
good.
September, when that ends, if it's $2.40 a litre at its peak, when it fucking, fuel comes back fresh and shit like that, or it's before they get their shipment in, it's going to be about $2.70 a litre. $2.70 a litre. In the middle of lockdown, shout out Jack Owens here for this, fuel was 98 cents a litre.
Oh, yeah, it was. I remember.
98 cents a litre.
That's back when
for
I had the
unleaded.
Magna, bro. That
Yeah.
was the first time in fucking like almost 10 years of owning the Magna that I filled her up.
no one
because
was
it was so...
driving.
Yeah, because...
Nobody was driving because we're all in lockdown and stuff like that, and they had excess fuel to fucking.
I wasn't
Get rid of.
essential.
That
But
was essential.
that's bizarre. Like a year and a half ago, you could fucking get fuel for 98 cents a litre. A year and a half later, it's almost $2.40 a litre.
Fucking crook.
That is fucking unreal. That is actually criminal. By the way, everybody, not everybody's going to watch this, but we should be trying to boycott one service station. And I shout out to Shell for this because Shell's always got the most expensive petrol.
Don't mind
fuck.
7-Eleven's price lock. Don't boycott 7-Eleven.
Oh, 7-Eleven price lock is wicked.
They make a good meat pie as well. Me and Jamesy first-hand experience on the meat pies.
Oh, speaking on 7-Eleven, even you would know Heathmont had a 7-Eleven.
Yeah.
Gone.
It's gone. Heathmont
Bullshit.
7-Eleven's gone.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
it does
apparent-
not exist.
Yeah, they apparently the head office or some shit said that 7-Eleven wasn't raking in enough money, but it wasn't a petrol station. It was just like
A convenience store.
convenience store. Yeah, pretty harsh. Bloke there, good bloke.
He was a good bloke. He fucking always handing out the free Krispy Kremes the next
yeah,
day.
but they weren't the freshies. So the day before.
Who gives a fuck, bud?
Oh fuck.
But he used to give everybody free Krispy Kremes.
It was a good bloke.
huge.
It was,
We gotta move on. From this
Yeah, we
topic.
should probably fucking try and wrap this up soon.
Nah, we still got a little bit to go. We got time. It might be a little bit longer than our 50-minute time.
we're gonna touch on Tristan and Andrew next time. Well, not Tristan, but Andrew Tate. We'll do that next
We
potty.
completely boycotted
Yeah, yeah.
that with
We'll-
the conversations,
Yeah,
didn't we?
yeah, with the fucking NBA and shit. So we'll worry about that next stream, people. But so just for people, look up Andrew Tate because I want to see people's comments on it maybe
we've
before
hit
the
50
stream.
minutes, but we still got
No, we'll go on Andrew Tate quickly.
Yeah, we go on Andrew Tate. It's not like we don't have to hit 50 minutes. It's
So
just-
what's the word that I fucking said wrong? Can you say it for me, please?
Misogynistic.
Thank you. Year 10 drop
So
out.
that's where it started, isn't it? Because you corrected me.
I think
English.
I love.
Oh, we're not cutting that out either.
Yeah,
No.
that's just in there. I love every type of person.
The stream's getting hectic. So Jake's putting his shovel away, and I'm going to carry this now. So
getting cancelled.
Andrew Tate, you're never going to watch it, but the fucking, you can be a cunt. You absolutely can, but I actually think just some of the shit he says, and he says it about, he doesn't give a fuck what subject it is. I respect it. I think that cunt is a king.
In terms of
like-
money and shit, he brings out some pretty good points.
Yeah.
In terms of women and stuff like
Oh,
that,
when it comes to
he's a
women and
bit of a
stuff,
fuckwit.
he's a fuckwit. But fuck,
We love women.
he's a king. Like,
We love women on this podcast. We love you all.
yeah. Thank you. If any women watch it,
We love all, and we love all types of women. We're not racist. I'm having a fucking mare here, but what the fuck is up with these TikToks that are coming up on my For You page of like the
I know where this is going. James doesn't have TikTok.
I don't know, TikTok.
So yeah,
There we
did
go.
you get rid of it?
I've never had it.
Never had it.
Really?
I've tried
I've
getting him
never
into it. But
ever
You're
had
kidding,
no,
man.
he's one of those people that won't get it because he knows that he's fucked if he gets it.
It's so good, man.
No, I won't get TikTok.
But there's just
Ever.
TikToks of like these I don't want to say it because I could
Native
yeah.
women with their boobies out
It's just I don't know
from
why-
a certain continent on our country.
I don't know
Africa
why-
is the continent, by the way.
I don't know
Yes.
why it keeps popping up. I'm like, why?
To be honest with you, it has only popped up for me since a certain mate of ours sent it in a group
Yeah,
chat,
same,
and
but
ever
now
since he
it's
sent it in the
popping
group
up.
chat, and I didn't know what it was, all I cop is these native.
Community guidelines. Fucking look
Ah.
at
Without saying his actual name, the motherfucking Glock. That's who it is.
Nah, it was
No, it
Scooter.
wasn't. It was
Scooter.
Scooter.
Scooter, yeah.
yeah.
The Glock was sending them in as well.
Yeah, he was.
After Scooter sent it, my TikTok, I'll be fucking scrolling. I love my Pokemon cards, so I'm watching people open packs of Pokemon cards and bang, black boobies
Come
on my
off it.
screen. Like
Come
I
off
just,
it. Oh yeah, with the same Pokemon cards. All you're seeing is small face, pretty waist with that big pig. That's all Mark said on this for you, Paige.
This is going to be a Rip It podcast, boys.
That's
This
all.
has been a good one.
That's all Mark's coming up on his fucking for you page.
I need to delete TikTok.
Do it.
Nah, TikTok's great. I love TikTok.
Fuck TikTok.
Nah, it's good.
Hasbull's coming in downtown, Marky
Don't.
boy.
Don't.
Hasbull's coming downtown.
Surely you're going to go see
I want to, but
What a
it
waste.
costs money,
What a
but
fucking
Fuck, man.
waste.
Sell the house.
that we rent.
Yes.
Anyone
Sell
want a
the
house?
Fucking house. No.
If someone watches and wants to take me to Hasbulla, please, I would love to meet that cunt.
If anyone
Like,
wants to give us free Hasbulla tickets,
if there is any
I
ladies that
won't
have
go.
bought Hasbulla tickets and now
People will
annoyed
watch this, you
because
short cunt, and give him free tickets.
please
Oh.
Hasbulla, I
Well,
love
honestly,
it.
I was gonna say my point.
If you're a chick, but you're not allowed to take photos with Hasbulla, yeah.
But like what I was saying in the group chat, like I forgot who he was until I found out he was coming back down to Australia. Like,
Dude,
who cares? Why are you gonna go see
in
this
the
midget
work ute, I have literally put one of my air fresheners that's Hasbulla
What are you
in the
gonna
work
go
ute.
sit
He's
there and
part of-
watch him fucking talk Russian, little midget talk Russian. Like,
I want to let him
Is he
punch
Russian,
me.
or like he's part of some Soviet country, isn't he? Like,
Russian, I'm pretty sure
He is Russian.
yeah.
like he's cool. He's funny. He's like internet.
I want him to
famous now.
punch me. I want to see what his punch feels like. I'd let him punch me in the face.
But seriously, what is it like? Is it a meet and greet, or is it you just gonna go?
Yeah,
sit
it's a
there
meet and
watch
greet.
him talk?
What the fuck? I can't understand what he's
That's
saying.
I was
what
about
I
to
don't
say, but like,
understand what
even
is
if it's
it.
a meet and greet,
Yeah.
like what conversation are you guys gonna have?
I don't know. Fucking, I'll be like Vladimir Putin. Very good.
Very nice.
When to Kazakhstan?
Yeah,
I'm
shit.
kidding.
That's
I don't support anything that's happening between the Russian and Ukrainian war either.
confirmed. Russian.
KGB.
Russian.
Yeah.
Russian.
Nah. No, fucking, I don't know. I think he's a sick cunt. I love his laugh. His laugh makes me fucking smile
He's got
so
some
much.
banger videos. The one that I fucking personally love of seeing Hasbulla is when the cunt is fucking booking it down the fucking highway.
And he's chuckling.
in and out of traffic, and you see Hasbulla fucking standing up on the seat like glued to it, grabbing onto the fucking
He's
like
just
handrail.
like, I'm stepping on dangerous territory right now, but midgets weird me out a little bit. Like, they do creep me out, but Hasbulla has given me a little bit of security. I just think he's such...
little people. We're getting
Like, little-
cancelled. We're getting cancelled.
I'm sorry, little people. I like little people. Like, not... It's hard to
What,
explain.
like fairy penguins?
Yeah.
Little penguins?
Like, it's just... it's hard for my brain to understand without sound mean. Hasbulla's just brought me back. I'd love an army of them.
All right. Speaking on events. I saw this. Fuck man, I'm relying on TikTok a lot of for fucking content here. But Chris Martin of Coldplay had was a concert in Wembley or some shit like that, and he stopped a song mid-song and was like, "Everyone, put away your phones for this one song. That's all I ask of you. Let's all be here in the moment together without our phones, without the recordings. No one else in the world can experience this. Just let it be everyone that's in this stadium tonight." And I was reading comments and stuff, and I reckon that would be so like sick, just to have a full concert, no one recording, no phones, and just being in the moment. Because I know I'm like someone, I've been to a Fall Out Boy and a weekend concert with Jamesy, and I was a fucking main offender of getting the phone out, recording a lot of it. But I think now that I look back on it, like I barely look at those recordings, and I really think I might have, I don't know, it just would have been better to sort of be in the moment more than looking through your phone screen, if you know what I mean. Because
We could go on a bigger subject about this. So I agree with I've done it before and stuff like that. The weekend concert I've still got videos of the weekend concert and shit like that. But for me, something big for me is not just concerts and shit like that. It's about living in the moment. I've got all those memories up here. And it's great to have fucking photos, video reminders and shit like that of what's going on or what has happened. But I try and rely solely on my memory. Because I think it's so much more of a special experience going out and actually experiencing something like that. Because especially now with social medias like Instagram, Snapchat and stuff
You can
like
see everything,
that.
yeah.
They're highlight reels of our lives. I can say that I've fucking been to fucking Cambodia or fucking the Bahamas because I've seen other people there. They've got photos and shit like that.
Enough, yeah. I have to admit, one of the best nights I can still say I've had, not to go into detail, but was chilling it. That was a good night with the boys. That was a fucking big night with the boys. Kane. I'll never ever forget Kane.
That was a fucking monster. I'm so glad I did my hammy that night so I didn't have to play footy the next day.
I just remember, just so many funny things. The poor bloke that had a fucking heart attack that we met in the night.
Cool.
That was cool.
That is criminal.
I've got to go into that.
Did something just come out your nose?
I've got to go into that.
Something came out of my mouth.
So on that night, chilling
Go,
it,
Jake, this
fucking
story's
huge
wicked.
night, and I'd had a few beers.
We're all had a few beers by now.
I'd had a few beers, and we're at
A few Denzel Froffingtons, by the way.
a couple Scoonies.
All the boys either didn't have work or finished early, so we could, because we all stayed in the city. We were responsible. We knew we were having a big night.
And so we was going to the concert, and I've met this bloke there. I can't remember his name. It'd be on my phone. I still got his number, and I met him at the concert, and I was in a rough state. I'd had a few beers. He noticed that I had a few beers, so he was being quite friendly to me. And I don't know, we just thought it was a good idea. Concert ended. Yep, you're coming back with us. You're coming back to the hotel room. We're having a big night with the boys.
On the Denzels,
The Denzels, only Denzels. And we lost him in the crowd, and I don't know, we just didn't think a second thought about it. We've gone, yeah, he's probably just run off.
It's because we went to Crown and shit for a while, and then it was
No,
when
we
we
didn't.
yeah
No,
we
we didn't.
we
No,
did
we
go to
didn't.
Crown. Yes, we
I don't remember going to Crown.
we definitely went to Crown.
No, we might have gone, but it wasn't long.
It wasn't ages. No, we definitely went to Crown.
and I was just like, no one thought a second thought. Yeah, he wasn't that keen to come back with us. He's ditched
We
us.
did go to Crown.
And it got to 7 a.m. and I
Yes.
thought, I'm still peaking on the beers. I'm still sipping away. I'm still feeling real good about myself. Fucking few cruisies went down a treat, and
A few Canadians.
a few 80s. So I've gone, yeah, I've got his number. I'll give him a ring. See what the fuck happened last night.
Mind you, this is at like fucking 5 a.m. in the
It was
morning.
like 3 a.m. in the morning because I went to bed.
Yeah, some ridiculous time, and he's picked up and gone, oh, hey mate, where the fuck are you? Fucking pussied out in this. Where the fuck? And he's gone, oh, I had a heart attack at the concert. I'm in hospital right now. And I've just gone, like, well, I was fucking too many beers deep to deal with that. So I've just gone, I've just gone, yeah, all right, hope you're all good. Hang up.
That was a big night on
night.
Denzel's.
And then
There's a few stories from that night on everybody on the Denzels that I could think of. One person in particular with me being in bed.
but yeah,
I'm not going into that because that's
and then I know a few footy boys listen to the podcast, but I definitely did do my hamstring the morning of that game. That's why I didn't play, because I did my hamstring, not because I'd had too many Denzels. I just had a rough time with the hammy. So yeah, I was laid out.
Jesus.
But yeah, it was a good night overall. We were sidetracked from the no.
We did get sidetracked. We've had a big one tonight. Like we have been wanting to do it. We've been trying to word it up, but every time one of us every time we were ready, one of us would get sick or something had happened. Like I ended up in hospital. I've had fucking 2 heart attack scares this year, and shit like that. Jake got COVID. James has been sick with the flu, but like we actually love it, and that's also why me and James were saying earlier. Now Jake's here, because he wasn't here earlier. If we do say something that offends, upsets, or anything, with anyone, just message us. Like, it can help us also come back. Like, we'd love comments, and like someone mentioned joke of the week. We haven't done that yet, but it is in our schedule. But we wanted just to let everyone know that we're still around. We do love doing this. We love catching up with mates. We love getting people on and talking about catching up with mates. Our boy Kai won his first professional fight.
Sponsor the big man, and he took the piss. I'm going to put a clip up on the TikTok and the Instagram as well. I completely forgot, but I will put some clips up so that everyone can see it. But yeah, it took the right piss out of that bloke. So
he's a unit. He's going to go far in life. He really will. And also, like with that, how I said, let us know if there's certain subjects that you'd like to hear our opinions on. Like we said, we're not professionals. We're not anything like that. We're just a fucking three mates.
I never claimed to be a fighter.
We're just three mates that get together, have a few bevs. Fucking Denzel.
Are we wrapping up?
Like, we're getting close. We've got a little bit, but we're just saying, like, throw us some shit that you want us to talk about. We'll speak about shit. You want us to do shit, we'll go fucking do our podcast in other areas if you want. But throw some shit out for us.
There is one week that there is one subject that would get us through a whole podcast, and like, I don't give a shit. I'll incriminate myself right now. Gak stories, because I've got a few fucking good ones.
Big weekend.
I don't have any of those.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
I don't do that stuff. Never have, never will.
Stay clean. Straight RJ.
I'm 32. I'd be lying if I said I didn't.
2 years sober.
Well, I made the medicinal, so I can say that's good.
Huh?
I'm on medicinal now, man. Yeah,
That's
I'm
huge.
on the oils. Yeah, on the oils and on the flour. So, the oil mainly is what I'm on, and it helps me because I got scoliosis and shit like that.
I reckon I want to lock one in. I reckon this would be fucking hectic. I know we shouldn't be like planning a podcast on the podcast, but I'm gonna throw it out if anyone thinks that's listening that this would be a sick idea. I reckon Halloween's like fucking 2-3 months away. Even if we figured out like a little Friday the 13th coming up or something, let's do a podcast in an abandoned fucking like something like that.
Perfect place.
Bearwood.
Thermal.
Yeah,
We charge up the laptop, we charge up the camera, everything.
Yeah, where we went.
Building costumes as well, Bug.
Where we went.
Be good night. Yeah.
And we'll get the other boy to
Tell
come
us
with
what you
us.
think, if you think that's a good idea or not, but I reckon...
Let us know opinions. Like, we'd love to do shit. If there's dumb shit you want to see us to do as well, we'll chuck videos on the podcast and we'll try and get stuff done. Obviously, we have our lives, but if people are interested and invested, like, we've had mates, as I said, message us about it and ask when it's happening. If you're invested in it, throw shit at us. I'd love to do this more often. I would love to be
We might
whacked.
take the piss as well, but if like there's any serious conversation or anything like that, like we've had people message us. I've personally had mates message us saying like they're business owners and stuff like that, and they'd love to come on and talk about business and stuff like that. And like I think that'd be great if you're ever looking at starting a business or something like that. They might be able to give you tips to do something like that.
What's so good about this podcast as well is that, like, I think we're gonna wrap it. I think we'll get the other points in for the next podcast so we can have a little chat about this sort of stuff. Like, there's a few other points, but we'll leave that for the next one. But just like our podcast doesn't really have a major theme. Like, it's more of just a general
Like,
chat,
having a chat about
sort
shit,
of what's going on in the world. And like we said, we've had a fighter on, we've had a DJ. We're looking to get a small business owner for mental health books who we've got to crack into these books, two-way talk, and get them on. So it's a real wide variety of guests and stuff that we talk about. So it comes to us with anything because we're not stuck on one thing. We're not a sports podcast. We're not a crime podcast, something like that. We're just a general...
Big inspiration for me from where I'd like for us to get to is like Joe Rogan and people like that just talk about all kinds of stuff.
Something that I like about us is that obviously we've never ever edited something like this.
Ours is all real, yeah.
That's what it is. It is raw and it is on it. And I know sometimes, like we're looking into better cameras and we might do like some editing, like visual editing, like so if we're talking about a point, get pictures and stuff like that. But yeah, we're real raw, uncut. Like, we're not going to cut out.
To be honest, I don't think I ever want to change that either.
Yeah,
we
speak what we like think, and we understand some people might not like that, but at the end of the day, that's what this podcast is. We're not afraid. We're not trying to please everyone. This is just what.
But we're not trying to piss anyone over.
Yeah. And like, we're not trying to upset anybody, but we have a right to our opinion. Like anybody else has a right to their opinion. And I'm not here to sit here and disagree with anybody. Once again, if you can bring me information about something that might change my mind, do it. But until that, like, you have a right to have your opinion. I have a right to have mine.
Yeah, and that's
let's just leave it.
That's what I mean. Like, I've only had we've all only had good feedback about this podcast so far. But if you guys do have a problem or have an issue with something that we say, let us know because we can talk about it.
Yeah, don't try and boycott us and shit. We might just word stuff wrong. We're not here to fucking
No, but that's
go
what I mean.
anyone.
If we say something that people disagree with, like, tell us. Say it. Like, we're happy to talk about it. We're not gonna, sit here and...
Not gonna tell you to fuck yourself and stuff like that because we've got millions other viewers that have, like, we actually want to know because we want to grow from this.
But in saying this as well, and this might sound disrespectful to some people, I'm not here to please the world.
No, fuck no.
And, like, I can't please every single person on the face of the earth, and neither can the other boys.
I can struggle to please one person, let alone everyone.
But we can't please the world. And, there's going to be stuff that we say from time to time that you might even be able to bring me information about that I'm not necessarily going to agree with or something like that. But that's fine. We're two different people. You have your views, I have mine.
Facts, not fiction.
All right, well, that actually probably wraps us up, but it leaves us with a lot to come back to the next podcast. So if you guys like this podcast, there's going to be just as good shit in the next one because we've got plenty left
subscribe, messages. My name, you can message me. I am on private on Facebook, but I'm always up for messages. We've got our our Facebook for the page, our Instagram for the page, our TikToks, everything.
Instagram, Facebook. Someone's got to do it with Mark, James, Jake.
I've got some decals and stuff that if people are interested in just helping us out, I'm happy to send them out for free.
I know this is my first episode back as well. I missed the last one.
Yeah,
you did.
It's been so long.
It has been a while, so we do want to keep it consistent. So the love that we have been getting, even from mates and shit like that, I appreciate it. I love doing this. I'd love to be able to do this for people where we could go do stuff for people.
It is just hard as well because unfortunately, this at the moment, especially this doesn't pay us. I have a job full time and stuff like that, or like the other boys do. And unfortunately, I hate to say this, my job comes first over the podcast at the moment just because I need to pay bills and stuff like that.
Absolutely.
What James is really trying to say is these beers don't fucking come free. Someone send us some fucking beers and we'll drink them.
You even fucking have random shit that you're trying to make grow. Send it to us. We'll do reviews and stuff on it as well. If you're growing, I'd love to grow with people that are trying to grow as well. We all start somewhere.
But that's on you guys, not on me.
And that's another thing as well is I know we're blabbering on a little bit here, but we don't so with Kai, we don't charge Kai for what's the word for it, promoting him on our channels. We don't ask Banksy. We promote
everyone's
Banksy,
got to start everywhere.
We're promoting people for free, so don't be afraid to.
That's something that I'd never want to do as well.
Yeah, we want to grow. We want to grow with people.
It's not even
if we've got people that want to help us grow as well, we'd appreciate that too. But everyone can help everyone in a way.
I'll never ask any monetary value from you, and I hope you'd never ask any monetary value from us.
You got soaps that you want to promote, and you've seen that we've got 100 viewers, and out of that thing, you think there's 20 people.
We got a lot of room right here for free products.
Anything, absolutely anything. And even if it's something that you don't think we like, all of us have misses. You've got fucking soaps, you've got perfume, shit like that. Tell us. We'll give it to our misses and get them to do it. Get them on.
If you fucking bring soap and stuff, I'll give it a crack. I'm not going to shy away from it.
James doesn't use soap.
Soap. Fucking have a look at our cloths and tell me.
Yeah, you dirty fucker.
You see my fucking face? It's black.
So that we'll wrap it up. We appreciate everyone that has sent us love and everything like that, and we hope to see you on the next one. We're going to try and do it weekly, but if it's not weekly, we're going to at least try and make it a fortnightly thing, so don't hold us to it. So thank you, everyone. Thanks, Jakey. Thanks, James.
Thank you, boys. Great podcast. Thanks for watching.
Been a good podcast.
Love yous all.
Love yous.
Peace.